The Delzato landfill has been the center of controversy in Gary, New Duluth for more than a decade. Originally intended for construction waste, the landfill has been cited by the MPCA for unacceptable waste. Some opponents want the landfill shut down, but are uncertain that their concerns will have much impact.
So we don't expect much from this hearing. We do hope that the Citizens Board meeting, which we think should be held in Duluth and not in St. Paul on this important issue, we think that those people will listen to us.
Opponents say without going to court, the issue will remain unresolved. However, the landfill supporters say because an agreement has been reached with the Pollution Control Agency, the issue should be put to rest.
Well, I think the majority of us at the community club feel that if he is being monitored, he's doing things according to all of the legally, and they're making sure that everything is being done right. We're more than happy to have it there.
The landfill's owner, William Delzato, refused to comment on the agreement or on opponents' charges of continued problems at the landfill. The citizen group seeking to close the pit says their fears of improperly stored chemicals will probably go unanswered.
I guess we're just a bunch of crackpots. You know, we want all the squirrels and the snail darters and everything else to be kept around. And they can't seem to put it in their mind that we might be reasonable in this wild story. It might be true.
In Duluth, Derek Hines, News 6. Maybe they're just scaling back that new construction. Well, smaller treatment center, and
they've had work experience with county, with the cities, managerial positions. Also, we're looking for those people who have fair amount of experience working with other units of government and different types of dealings with labor negotiations.
Really different. We're just looking at really making it an atmosphere where people want to come and visit and see. And we want to make it look like a nice campus.
For Misty O'Neill and her best friend Lori Ward, it was just another ordinary day at the playground. That is, until Lori had to go to the bathroom. That's when these two fifth graders found a small treasure in the most unlikely spot.
So we just walked over here and Misty showed me the outhouse, and Misty looked in there and she saw it and she pulled it out and she looked in there, and we looked in there and there was all jewelry and stuff in it.
That's right, a bag of jewelry found in a tipped-over portable outhouse. The outhouse has since been removed, but the girls say it was right here. As recent graduates of the DARE program, the two knew right away something was suspicious, so they brought the bag here to the Superior Police Department.
Well, it was sort of nice that there are kids in our community that are responsible, and when they find something that they know doesn't belong to them, they went home to their parents, told their parents, and there was never a doubt that it wasn't their property, and they should probably call the police department.
The bag of jewelry belonged to the Johnsons. The couple was thrilled to see it returned.
It may not be worth a lot monetarily, but all of it has some sentimental value. And we said to each other, oh, those precious little girls.
The girls have received a lot of attention for their heroism, including a small reward and thank you letter from the Johnsons. Superior Mayor Herb Bergson plans to crown them as good citizens for the month of April. Despite all the fanfare, the girls are modest about their good deed.
I've never realized of seeing something of jewels at a park. I mean, it's like weird. Especially really pretty jewels. And an outhouse, too.
In Superior, Amy Rutledge, News 6.
Even if they couldn't be at the Target Center, legions of Evelyn Gilbert hockey fans found the best seat in the house in front of the television set. Even if they couldn't be at the Target Center, legions of Evelyn Gilbert hockey fans found the best seat in the house in front of the television set. Even if they couldn't be at the Target Center, legions of Evelyn Gilbert hockey fans found the best seat in the house in front of the television set.
I think they're playing excellent hockey. I feel that they're outplaying the other team. The checking is fearsome. Beautiful checking, but our goaltender is holding them in a game. He's playing a beautiful game.
Through the highs and the lows. Golden Bears fans cheered the young team on, certain that a victory was just a slap shot away.
They're good. They're good. They're number one.
Very aggressive. They're a very aggressive hockey team, and the goaltender is very decent in the last 5 games. Very decent.
When a range team is in the tournament, it doesn't matter if you're from Evelyn, Gilbert, Virginia, or even Grand Rapids. You're cheering for the home team.
Hockey, and we're from the range, from northern Minnesota, and it's wonderful.
The game was a nail-biter, but Evelyn Gilbert prevailed, winning 3-2 in double overtime to take the state championship. And it really doesn't matter which tier it is.
That's great. Those kids down there are having such a great time, you wouldn't believe it. That Target Center is awesome, and it could be tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. They're having a great time.
In Evelyn, Derek Hines, News 6.
It was a day of song and celebration for Jerry and Teresa Krowski, far different from the days back in 1977 when Teresa underwent several surgeries for ovarian cancer. Free of the cancer today, the couple never forgot the care they received at the Memorial Medical Center in Ashland. It was because of this that Jerry designed the stained glass windows that now decorate the center's new chapel.
The original idea was to give something back to God in thanksgiving for my wife's healing.
I'm really happy that we were able to be part of the dream that these people have for a chapel, because in a place like this where there's so much crisis, people need to get in touch with what's important.
The chapel has been in the works for 2 to 3 years, but it's just recently been completed and ready to accommodate those who come to MCC.
Well, this hospital plays a very important part in the life of this community in our region, and to have this marvelous chapel as a place for people to come when they have loved ones in the hospital about their concern, for patients themselves, it's going to be a great gift to us.
As for the beauty of the windows, that's hard to describe.
Yeah, it communicates ideas. There are ideas in here with the Native American, the Jewish, and the Christian spirituality, life. There are a lot of light. There are a lot of concepts, but I guess just the presence as well of beauty.
Like all mining companies, National Steel pays mineral royalties to landowners, including the state of Minnesota. But National says the DNR is asking too much for 320 acres near Keewatin, slated to be mined beginning in 1998.
The state already is getting $170 million at our figure. The DNR wants to double that in terms of their increase in royalties. We think that's not appropriate.
National is threatening to mine around the state land, leaving an unusable 300-foot-tall pillar of land in the middle of the mine if the DNR refuses to reduce its proposed charge. DNR officials say National must pay a comparable rate to other mines.
So you're more likely to lose more money by reducing the royalties for other companies than you are by losing the income from this property.
The DNR is waiting for National to release the royalty figures it pays private landowners. National is waiting for a new proposal from the state. The standoff is likely to continue, jeopardizing taconite tax and permit income to the state's coffers.
Three options. Option number one is to reach an agreement at the negotiating table with the DNR. Option number two is to get our legislation passed and then seek binding arbitration through a district court judge. Option number three is to mine around the state land, which would make our pit inefficient.
With the economic conditions on the range, our goal is most of our people live and work up here. We're interested in having a reasonable, fair solution to this problem.
Derek Hines, News 6.
We've watched our taxes soar each year with no end in sight.
These are the commercials that got everyone talking. Greg Lilliard asking you to send him $10 to join his Taxpayers Alliance. Is he a local Ross Perot?
Send your check to this address or call this number.
Too many people in the city of Duluth, you are a somewhat unknown entity, and yet we see you on television asking for a donation. Why should somebody send you $10?
Well, I think you see unknown entity, that's true. I really am just an average taxpayer. It's in my heart. I want to see things turn around.
Greg Lilliard owns a couple of small businesses in Duluth. On the commercials, he's smooth and self-assured. But in person, he's reluctant to talk much about his personal or business life, concerned about what questions we intended to ask him for this interview, making sure someone else from his organization was with him.
Let's face it, Duke, if you're going to do something like this and you cannot build a consortium of people who are going to support you, you're going to tire out. You're not going to continue the long haul. And that's what this thing's going to take. This is not a 3-month project here.
Because of his newfound celebrity, we've heard some wonder whether Lilliard intends to use his fight group as a stepping stone to political office.
I mean, I've been the guy in the coffee shop. I thought at least I'd come out of the coffee shop and try to do something for the people out here, and that's really what I'm all about. I mean, it's you know, I'm not looking at a political office in this thing. I mean, I'm looking at fight as a long-term commitment, and I think it's going to happen.
Too many people in the city of Duluth, you are a somewhat
If you're out there, we want to know about it and we want to hear from you. And some of you people may know others that will have contacts.
In 1988, the Carleton County Health Department put out a plea for anyone who worked at the Conwed plant during the time it made asbestos ceiling tiles to come forward. They wanted to screen them for the serious health problems associated with asbestos exposure. Officials said there were anywhere from 4,000 to 7,000 people who had worked at the plant during that time. Now, 5 years later, only 308 people have come forward to file lawsuits.
Several of them are seriously ill. They can't work anymore. I'm sure their medical expenses are great. They don't have medical insurance. It's a real problem, I'm sure, for them.
There are 2 legal actions involved. One is a civil matter in which the makers and distributors of the asbestos materials have been sued. The other is a workers' compensation lawsuit filed against Conwed. The Conwed plant has since gone out of business, and the plant is now owned by USG. Many of the former Conwed workers are employed by USG, and court officials fear some of them may be afraid to join the lawsuit for fear of losing their health benefits.
I'm sure there's more people out there that have the illness that maybe don't realize that's what it is, or they're fearful of the job that they hold right now, that they would be terminated because of their medical expenses.
Lawyers for those who filed suit refused to say how much the initial settlement was and how much more money is still to come. As far as the workers' compensation claims go, there's no word on how long that will take. In the meantime, dozens of people who suffered asbestos exposure have died, and possibly hundreds of others may be sick and not getting any financial help from those who made them that way. In Cloquet, Barbara Riles, News 6.
loaded and then brought up here, and they were in maybe there was another shipment.
Bigger of the same, and they just...
Well, a road driver wasn't allowed to. A colonel, Army colonel, came up with the trailers. They came up all together in a convoy. Then we took them down, unloaded them on a barge at Corps of Engineers. Then he would stay there and watch those barrels while I went back for another trailer.
So this is
It's really going to energize the citizens group and the people working on the project to get down to developing action items that we can actually do something about.
Can I miss your bid? Would you like one for $17? Sure. At the wafer time, who's got $2? Start one of these here. 2, 3, where? 4. Now strawberry coming to you. Strawberry there. I got one of you. Who's got $10? Start all 5, 10, 12 and a half, 15, $15, $17.50. That's for all of them. $17.50 now 20 and 22 and a half. Now 5, 25, 25. Get 25 here. $22.50, $25. She's in. 10, give $11. $11 phone, 10, give 11 and now 12, and $12, 11 and 12, 11 and 12, 13, $13 phone, 12 and now $13. Sold here, $12.
Of course, you know, you put the kids in danger, Bruce, when you do that.
No, I...
There was a lot of crime and disbelief in this Seminole neighborhood that Bruce Larson would take such a violent way out of, even though they haven't lived there for a year. Instead, law enforcement...
Most people abide by our park ordinances, but there are always a few who take exception to it. And we can put up signs, we can try to educate people, but unless we're right there to reprimand them, I guess we have to hope that they'll do the best they can.
Okay, take...